recording has started.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you
okay,
so
now
much.
I can see that it is
Now you
started.
can see. Now you can see, right?
Yeah, now I can see Ali.
Okay, sure. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you,
yeah, thank you
Dhananjay.
so much.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So now we can proceed.
Yeah,
So
you can.
I believe that you know the basic things about that your work, right? So how to
Yeah,
create the project and how to import the demo data,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
Just I would like to understand from from your point of view, what you have worked upon and what you have current knowledge about it. So I will take you further
Okay.
from there. So
Okay.
what I did, I think you might be aware about this dashlet web kickstart.
Ah, yes, Jamil.
So while adding this dashlet, we have some drop down value. And in the drop down value, we can import the data. Either it's
Yeah,
government data and
government
finance.
data or finance data. Yes,
Very good.
you're correct. Yeah.
So now I will go to the document library. And in
Yeah.
the document library, once we will import the demo data, it will create the Alfresco Kickstart folder.
Yes.
Under this folder, this could be the do folder, quick start editorial and live. So this
Yeah.
would be the live project, and this would be if you are going to modify or editing something,
Yes. Yes. After
right?
publishing from editorial, it will go to the live project.
Yeah. So I will like to know from you from here, what are the things you know about it?
Okay. Once you go to the Quickstart editorial, it will be the content data, the templates will be there, and the
Right.
default HTML files will be there.
Right. This is the root folder. Yeah.
Yeah. In this folder will be once you go to the EN, the version,
Mm-hmm.
English version. So once you go to the edit properties of each and every folder, there will be template names which is going to
Election.
get. Yeah,
Election.
go to blog folder once, Jim.
Yeah, that's
Blog.
so if I will go to the edit property, so I will able to see all this configuration.
Yeah, the template mapping and all.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to know. I didn't get what is the actual meaning of this template mapping. What each section
So
is in.
means you don't know how its template is created and how you can create template for yourself, right?
Yeah, yes, Jamil. I don't know that. And in the backend, it will be WCMQS folder. I think in the backend, if you are installing Apache Tomcat or on Windows, there will be WCMQS folder in the backend. So in the backend, we can see all the web scripts codes and all like .ftl files and XML files.
Right.
So I want to
So
understand how that
yeah,
data is getting related to this template.
right. So means do you know how to create the template?
No, Jamil, can you please explain?
Yeah, sure. So I will take you all these things. So
Yeah.
the template, how to create the template, and apart from this, from where you publish, then it's go to the live. There,
Yeah.
from where you publish.
Go to more and we'll start the workflow.
We'll start the workflow.
I think start workflow option is not there here.
Okay, we will go to the specific file because we don't start the workflow on the folder, right?
Yes.
So start the
No,
workflow.
yeah, we'll start the workflow here.
Okay, from this workflow, if I want to publish this,
Yeah, I need to select the workflow.
which one
Actually,
will,
I know only the last one, Jamil, review and publish web assets.
okay, quick starts these things.
Yeah.
And
We'll select the assignee from here, like administrator or whoever user which is going to approve. We'll select the
okay,
administrator.
so I will I have only currently one user.
That is
So I will
admin.
select admin.
Yeah.
I will
We add the
select
administrator. I click OK.
administrator.
And you start the
Start a
workflow.
workflow.
Yeah.
Let's say workflow is getting a start. Now, once the
Yeah, once
workflow
you
will
go.
start, you will be able to see this icon.
Yeah, okay. The properties
Okay.
icon which you said
Right.
before.
So that
Yeah.
means the workflow is started.
Yeah,
Once
once
again,
you go
we
to
will go
the
see the start workflow. We can start if we have modified something and we want to start again. We can do that. If I will go to the dashboard again, localhost 91, share. and I should have some task.
Yeah, here in the task you can see the workflow.
Here, see the task and this task. The activity number is given. I will tell you. Do you know how to customize your workflow?
No, Jamil, I don't know.
So this is the started, in progress. I will tell complete, right?
Yes.
Complete is seen to life. And approve this. And once it's approved, then what you do the next activity?
We can see if we can verify from live whether it came to live or not. If it once came to live, we can make the task done. Our task is done. So
okay, once it will become, so I did the task done.
Yeah.
So click start live. No, I don't see.
I think because there is no folder structure in the quick start live, so first you need to import the folder structure.
So means folder structure whatever in the editorial, right?
Yeah, whatever in the editorial, it is not there in live, so it is not showing up here.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So this is this UI level, you know, means apart from that you don't know. So
Yeah.
what I will do, I will just give you the heads up of that, how its templates is working inside.
Okay.
If you don't understand anything, don't worry about that, because I will take each and every topics. So for the customizing this template, you need to create the page. In the page, you need to add the template. In the template, you need to add a certain component. What component where should be displayed? Maybe for your some you want to add some logics and you want to display the data from the repository, so that you may require to call the web scripts. Web script is also two types of the web scripts. You can have a JavaScript based web script or Java based web scripts. So in the JavaScript base, you have a limited API that you can perform against this repository. But if you will go to the Java based repository, you will perform almost all the things. There is not at all, I will say, the limitation.
Okay, sure.
If you have some basic works which is API is already available, then just go to this Java script based web script, because the main benefit for this, why you should always prefer as much as possible for the JavaScript base, because you know, if your application in the production or somewhere you need to just quick change something, there might be a bug or some issue, so you don't need to compile like a Java. You need to compile the code, then you have to install the server. If you have issue in the something in the production, then it's very huge problem to means taking down the production server. But if you have web scripts, you can take a certain approval from that. Okay, in the production, if I will modify this code, then this specific will be resolved. So it will be the more easier to change anything. So most of the time, wherever it's possible, try to use the Java based web script. Otherwise, the Java is the best.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I will tell you, this is the, if you I will tell you the brief about this this template where we are in this quick start editorial. In the tutorial, we will go to the root. In the if you will go to the any of these blocks, you will able to see this many properties, right?
Yeah, edit properties.
So edit property.
No. Above more, yeah.
So edit property. So you have a certain template. Before going to templates, what we have gone through the content model last time, right? Yes.
Yeah.
There are a lot of something is missing that I haven't told you about the content model, how to create the association, what is the indexing, how to do the search, either it's full text. So some topics is also covered from the content model as well. But I have given some basic heads up. So if I will tell you what is content model, you will be able to understand.
Yeah.
So for this, there would be the content model where you are storing this value, right? Template mapping value.
Okay. In the content
Uh,
model, these values are stored.
yeah, so in the content model, the value would be stored in the database by of course, but
Okay.
there would be the content model would be designed accept this value, right? There would be the some property called template mapping. There would be some property called rendition configuration. And like if you will go to this here, edit, edit property, there are some other properties. Yes, right. What is your
Yeah.
host name? What is your port number? What is your context? You know what is the context name, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So what is the so these all these design might have been done in the one content model. That's the reason you are able to see this form.
Yes. Because we are seeing the properties means it must be stored somewhere in the content model, right? So that's why
Yes.
we are able to see all those properties.
Yes. I will show you there is a one content model if I can recall now. Web model. I forgot the name. Yes.
How to set this Eclipse thing,
I will tell
Jamil?
you. I just it's a binary things. Yes,
Okay.
still I will tell you each and everything how you have to set the development real development environment. So
Okay.
how do you produce the code in this? Have you done anything coding you have a setup in the development environment?
Coding, no, Jamil. I have not done the development environment setup.
So, do you have any idea from any of your colleagues? Either they deploy the WAR file, and there are the various, there are the many ways to set up the development environment in the Alfresco. It's
Yeah,
depend upon the
based
your
upon the
organization what they opt.
based upon the WAR file only, they have generated the web scripts and all.
So, WAR file and are you using the Maven or and
Not we are not using Maven, Jamil.
what you are using? Man for the
Maven,
build and deploy. You know the what is the Maven?
Maven, no, I don't know, Jamil.
Okay. Maven is, have you worked on any Java project till now?
No. Sorry, I
Okay,
don't know Java.
you are not at all this Java. So I will take you the
No,
one.
I have basic idea in Java, but I have not worked on any Java project.
Okay. So which technology did you have worked?
I have worked on the .NET project.
Okay, .NET project.
Yeah, basic
So
model
currently
view
you have,
control.
yeah. So currently you have to the move. So you know this. I will tell you for this understanding this customization and customizing with the. So you need to be at least very not very good. At least basic understanding of the core Java means what is the collection threads, and if you
Okay.
have a basic understanding of this Spring, Spring is the framework for developing the basic content model in the Java. So if you have a basic understanding, that will be help you a lot.
Okay. Your voice is breaking, Jimmy, in between.
And now it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine now.
I don't know. It's sometimes it's to do
Maybe
with it.
in network issue or something.
So that's the reason I'm surprised today because today I'm taking from the office and in the office the network should be very good.
Yeah.
So now it's fine.
No, it's fine.
So what I was telling, if you have a background in this .NET, then try to learn the Java, basic the Java things. What is the collection? You know collection in the Java?
Yeah, I know German collection. I have an idea.
Collection, what is the array list? What is the current link list? What is the map?
Yeah.
Any idea about the Spring?
Spring, I have to go through it, German. I don't have an idea about Spring.
Okay, don't worry. I will take you the basic one session on the Spring as well, because these are the basic things. Otherwise, I will give. Otherwise, I will tell you, okay, this Alfresco works, but in the future you will never be fully understand how it's internally working.
Okay, I'll go through the Spring topics and all. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I will take you. I can take you one day the basic session of that. What is the Spring for that?
Yeah, okay, sure, German. Okay.
So okay, let's. Thank you so much for your means all the backgrounds. It will help me to understand.
Yeah, that's what. If you know about my background very well, you will be able to get.
So,
Yeah.
So as of now, you can see there is a website model.com.
Yeah.
So I will recommend you to use the Eclipse. Eclipse is the ID. Have you ever used?
Yes, yes, I have used Eclipse before.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
So Eclipse is the ID. Normally, most of the organization use there are the several ID, IntelliJ IDEA, NetBeam. So currently, I'm using for the my project IntelliJ, but this most of this project and my other project most of the time I have used the Eclipse. Eclipse is a very handy tool and it's free, so you can just download and install in this your system.
Okay.
So you have Eclipse in your system?
Yes, Jamal, I have it already.
Yeah. So what I will tell you, this is the simple. I haven't did anything, configuration. Just
Okay.
what I have did. Uh, I will tell you that how to this set up the development environment. So what I have, this is the not a development exact development environment. If I will go to the write the Java code, I can't do it right.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So what I did, I have installed the Alfresco in my C drive,
Okay.
and this directory I have mapped with my Eclipse.
Okay. How to map this one,
Yeah, I
Jamal?
will tell you. So
Okay.
this is all this code from the Tomcat. I can see all this file, whatever file is here, I can see in my
Yeah.
Eclipse.
Yeah.
So this is
Okay.
very simple.
Okay.
If you can create any project in the Alfresco,
Okay.
it will go to file. Let me show you.
Okay.
Just a minute. If I will create any project, for example, this test project for demo. Just I will click finish here. Project is created. Now I will create a new folder inside this any project. So once I will go to the create the folder, so it will ask me the folder name. So either I can give the name of this folder, or I can assign any local folder here.
Okay.
So this is the third option. You have to select link to the alternate location.
Link
Click on the browse and
Okay.
go to this your Alfresco installation directory. So I have installed in the C drive. So I don't have a concern. All this folder I don't need for my development purpose. Main I need whatever is available in the Tomcat.
Okay.
That is my concern. So I will click on the OK and see this is the Tomcat fault name is already automatic here.
Yeah.
And I will click on the finish. So that will be linked with my local project. So now
Okay.
see the Tomcat is here.
Yeah.
So why I choose this, I can go and click an open file as well, but I see the Eclipse is very handy.
Yeah, it is very handy. Yes.
So that.
Okay,
So I
Jamil.
am
Once you
going
go
to,
through the web apps, Jamil, can you please go through the web apps?
sorry.
Web apps directory inside Tomcat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's can.
here you
Yeah,
can see WCMQS, right?
right. Yesterday
Yeah,
I have understood.
yeah. It is where the all the data related to WCMQS will be stored over here.
Yeah, that's right. So, okay. So you understand how you will map.
Yeah, yes, Jamil.
I'm going to delete this project because I have already linked with this other project. So if I will have a multiple file, then it will be, sometime it will be make it confusing. So I have already just same thing I have did here. Nothing is different. This is the Alfresco root, I guess. So yeah, I did the same thing. So I was on this website content model. Okay.
Yeah.
So in the website content model, it's already defined, and this is in this Alfresco folder. So you are able to see this that WCM MQS. So what
Yes.
you might be surprised. Okay, I am working for the WCM MQS. So why the content model is inside this web apps for Alfresco folder, right?
Yeah.
So, this war file WCM keybase is just work for this interacting with the Alfresco repository.
Okay.
So, like if you might be aware about this REST API, right?
Yeah. Yes.
REST API, whatever I can give any of the REST API, you can integrate with any other application.
Yes. Yeah.
So, like a similar WCM is a completely different application from the Alfresco.
Okay.
So what they do, they have created the template and design. They have created the REST API. From there, through that REST API, they call to the Alfresco service, and from the Alfresco service, they get the data in the response and they display in their site.
Oh, okay.
Even you can do this integration with your .NET Web application as well. Just you will have a REST URL. Through that URL, you will get you will call to the Alfresco repository, and
Okay.
Alfresco repository based on this URL action that will be response back to you, and that might be data in the format of the JSON or XML file, and
Yeah.
how you will display those JSON or XML file in your web browser, it's up to you.
Okay.
So WCM is also like the same kind of this. They have created all these web scripts, image. So what is the web script? Web scripts also used to create the REST API and
Okay.
interacting with the Alfresco repository.
Okay.
So content model is like I told you, is like a database structure design, like you design your database. What would be the table, what would be the column. So in the likewise, it's a design in the Alfresco. You can see it's a design for the metadata of this document. So that's the reason it should be in the Alfresco folder, because it's part of the repository.
Okay.
So you understand me why the website model.xml is here. Why not it's in the WCM?
Yeah,
Right?
because the WCM is just a repository to interact with that. Yeah.
Not a repository. Repository is the Alfresco is the repository. WCM is through the REST API. They are calling the data from the.
Okay.
So apart from that, if I might have not shown you much of these things. Here is the model name you have to define for creating any model.
Okay.
Like you remember, we have seen in the UI part.
Yeah.
You have to give your model name. And apart from this, it's importing some other content model as well.
Okay.
So like why we need to import the other content model. For example, we need some data type like it's a text data type, or it's a string, or it's a date, whatever it's. So for this data type, it's also defined in the some content model. So from that we inherit those property.
Okay.
I will show you. Just like I never worked on this .NET, so I can't sometime I have a issue. So you know the import. What is the import in this Java?
Yeah. Import is like you'll import some packages and all through the project.
Yeah.
Right?
So importing some class or some package so that you can use their method and
Methods
their
in the current.
So the same concept here, they have created already they have a basic content model so that we can use those defined properties or model into our own content model.
Okay.
So like that they have imported the four. This is the dictionary. First is the data dictionary. It's defined means what is the content, what is this, what are the type of the data, what is the text type, what is the string, what is the date type. So it's all these things definition is defined in this dictionary content model.
Okay.
So again, they have this URI, this unique name for any XML file.
Yeah.
And we have a prefix. So through this prefix, we can call all this data which is defined in that content model.
Okay. Yeah, you said prefix before, right?
Right, right.
While creating the content model.
Right, right. So every XML, once you create, you want to have just some short name, a small
Yeah.
name. You can do by using this name as well.
Okay.
But it's not good to, it will be, the create a lots of redundancy of the code. So better to create some small name,
Okay.
alias name kind of short
Yeah.
name.
Okay.
So like again, we have a content, we have import content. So we have already some default, again, the content model inside. So like when we create this, when we upload any file, so you see this file name, when it was created, who was the admin for this, you see the default data. So that data is also, for that data, it's also designed with some content model, right?
Yeah.
So some of the properties and data you might be need to reuse. For example, the file name.
Okay.
That file name might be used for your own content model as well. For any documents, you need the file name. So why you need
Yes.
to create your own? Better to reuse which is already created. So like that, there is some system related properties model that would be the, that you need to. So these are the property, whatever you need for your content model, you can import for this. So at least for creating any content model, you need to import at least these two basic
Okay.
dictionary and
Dictionary
content model.
and content
Sys-
model.
System is not a mandatory thing, but it's depend upon your requirement.
Okay.
Data list is not a mandatory, but it's again depend upon the requirement. So, so this content model has been designed by the Alfresco. This is also out of box. I haven't created. This is the
Yeah.
Alfresco has given created to accommodate these web content management features. So I am just showing how the content model created. So see, now they are going to create their own content model. So they are giving their your own name, like for
Names.
this content
Yeah.
model.website and prefix is WS.
Okay.
So like that, we have a last time we had to create the aspects. We didn't create the type. So type is also like a where we can have a properties and aspects.
Yeah.
So they might be creating the some type of the sections. So for the creating a section on the page, they might be using this type. So just I am going to through this. They have created the certain properties where they can store the related value.
Yeah.
So see, this is a for creating the content model. Nowadays it's UI, but previous you need to write this all this XML. So what is the prefix or if prefix of your content model, your XML file, then type.
Type. Okay.
So based on this, you can define this is the unique type across all this repository.
Okay.
That should be a unique.
Yes.
This URI name should be unique across all this repository, any content model. This should not be duplicate, otherwise it throws the error.
Yeah.
So for example, like we have a data content, so that have a content type. If you want to create the folder and if you want to add some properties for the folder, so you need to inherit CM folder, and CM is the content management. So just we are parents means we are importing, we are
Yeah.
extending this all these attributes from this content model, which is type of CM folder. So this is the type. So if you will go to this content model, so you will find CM folder is the one of the type, content type, document type, right?
Yeah.
So whatever the properties and the value and attribute is defined for this folder, that properties is inherited here. Why we inherited? Because this type can be applied for the folder level, not a content level. If we need to apply the content level, So we should have CM colon content.
Okay.
So like that, this property they want to have for the folder level. So we have just first parent properties. Under that property, under the property, what would be the title? This will be display the name.
Okay.
So this is the name, description,
Yeah.
host name. So this is the name, this is the title. So what kind of this property? This should be text, and either it should be can I have a multiple value or not? So yes, true or false. By default, it's false.
Yeah.
So like that, we have some other property. See, we have seen this rendition config, right?
Yeah. Yes, Rami. Yeah.
Here it's defined. This is the text box, multiple yes. So like that, we can see. See, now we see. Now I was telling while designing the content model, in the content type, you can have your own properties and you can add your aspects as well. So aspects is also group of the properties. So what is the benefit for this? If I have defined this WS colon this and this same property I need for other content type as well.
Okay.
So at that time you should have this unique name. You can't have a duplicate. So at that time you can't have this in the other content type because it's already defined in the one table. Sorry, one type. So what you will do, if this is the unique across the multiple content type, you will add this property in the aspects, and you can add the aspect to the content types. You can add aspects, one aspect in any number of type. That is doesn't work.
Yeah, if you add in the property only to this particular application, it is useful.
Yeah, it's for the specific to the content type, then it's good. But it's common across the multiple type.
Multiple type.
Use
Add it in the aspect.
Yeah. So again, just it will let me maximize this screen because it will be cover more depth and detail in the content model as well. So here they have added the 3 aspects. We will look over these aspects. What is the title is doing? So see, they have already added the 2 aspects from the parents, right? CM title, CM is content model.
Content model, yeah.
Yeah, we have defined here the CM prefix, right?
Yeah.
So in this content model, this aspects is already defined, tag, scope, and title. Just we are adding here.
Okay.
We are not defining. These aspects must have been defined in this content model because this is related to WS order. We will see this aspect as well. Okay. So again, they are designing another content type. In this content type, they have nothing. Just they have one parent, the folder. So you can directly use this CM folder. There is no need to create this type. But for the being, it means designing. It's not mandatory to have.
Okay.
Because you don't have any properties here and you don't have any aspects here. So if you will add any of this website container, any of the folder, that will have a same default properties which this CM folder would have.
Okay.
Any confusion here, or I am going too fast, too slow?
Yeah, now I'm getting understanding.
So if I will go to the edit properties, so see, this is the default for folder properties.
Yeah.
It's simply CM folder type.
Yeah.
It's a default. So they have just for their own sake of the naming purpose because they don't want to use they are the parents or the the auto box naming, so they have just created their own and added it's as the parents. That's it. Again, you have another type that is called the WCS, the website. And in the website, again, you will have some properties, that we use the host name, and port number, web app context. Hello, Dinesh, are you there?
Yes, Jamal, I'm there.
Okay, so you see this. This is the another properties, and this is the type is the WCS. So let's see if you want to see what types is added for the specific content or any folder. You can see like this folder. Let's go to the detail of this folder. Oh, let me go detail. Folder detail. If you will go to the change type, you can change your type here.
Okay. Now it is in which type, Jamal? It is in default type? Or...
Yeah, it's a default. It's a website. See here, it's already.
Yeah.
You can change with the website. You can change with the subtypes.
Okay.
So based on the properties, yes, it's a default. You can identify based on the property as well. So if you will see here, the type is not available. That means it's a default.
Okay.
So
Since
again,
it is CM folder, right? Because the type is not available over here. So it is taken from the parent table.
yeah, it's parent. Okay, let me
Okay.
go to this another folder where is another type is there. I can't see here the type. I think
Edit properties.
edit. Let's go to this view.
Okay.
Now see the change type. There is a no type because it's this folder don't have any subtype. Whatever type is added, if you will have a subtype, then you can change. Otherwise, you can't change.
Oh,
So let's see the some property, right? So we have a description, host name, port name, web app context, and this is the site configuration. So see all these name are here, right? So
yeah.
they have applied this type, and corresponding to this type, you have this property, host name, port name. So see, they have defined here the default value.
Yeah, default port as well.
8080. So
Yeah.
yes, first time I have installed, so I was having the error. In when I started the first time, I had so much trouble. What I make wrong, so that I am unable to see my website. So the
Okay.
default port was the 8080. Then later I come to know, okay, I need to update my port number. So I have installed my Alfresco on the different port, 8091. So now whereas context, some feedback files, so site config, there are all the properties, it's depend upon this requirement when you want to use or not. Association, I will take you in the detail in the, not today, because it's a different topics.
Okay, Jamil, one doubt, like we are creating the blog inside folders are there, right?
Sorry.
You are inside the Alfresco quick start and the quick start editorial, there are folders like blog collections and all.
Right. Yeah.
So if we go to the any blog folder, how we can map that WS name in this folder? That folder mapping between those two, I didn't get that.
No. You don't need to map anything. This is the default once you will import.
Yeah.
You want to go here. So that is the different level. They have written some web script inside that. Once anybody will default, they will import. Then this web script should be triggered, and when that script will be triggered, so this all the files and folders should be created. And
So
what
it
are the
automatically.
applied in the folder? So they might have configured in the background already.
Okay.
Once I will dig dive in this API and web scripts, then we will take this kind of all this example, how you can change your type, how you can dynamically create your folder structures like they are creating.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we will take that kind of example.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
So if you will go to this detail, that type might not be applied. There might have a different type, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But see, they have some template mapping. So they
Yeah.
have
This.
different. So you see these different properties based on the different folder. So what
Yeah.
while generating, they have mentioned, okay, these types should be applied for this folder.
Okay.
Okay, so now I think you know the what is the content model, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So
Understood.
see there are the various content type has been defined, and that would be the uh, added with this regarding the folder which is need for that. The images, how once you will upload, they will simply image, then visitor feedback. So you will store the information of the visitor feedback, right? Whatever the
Yeah.
content what they are writing, the comments, what is the subject, what is the visitor email, what is the visitor name, visitor website, and all the details you can store in these corresponding fields.
Okay.
So you know this each type is associated with their own purpose. Like you write a business model, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That map with the database and that business models. How do you write in the .NET? You have some setter-getter properties like Java.
Yeah. There are some properties, Jamil. We'll write
Yeah.
in
So
with those properties and we'll write with this.
yeah. So type is like your business model.
Okay.
Okay. So this is association. And see from here, this aspects is right. Is started right. Just you have to give the aspects, and aspects can be added to any type of the content model, or either you can independently add with the content model. Like last time in the example, I had created only aspects, and I
Yeah.
created a rule, and we are just uploading the file. All these aspects property was added to that content.
Content. Yes.
Yeah. So now you are basic familiar with this.
Yeah. Yes, Jamil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let me move to this other topics. Today I am giving you the basic
Basic
of this
model.
code. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Content model and
Yeah. So first of all, I am trying to create the requirement. How you will go? If today I have also created. Okay, this is the way to create the page in the Alfresco. But you
yeah.
won't be able to understand. Okay, why should I create a page?
Yeah.
Where I
Yes.
will use this page.
Yes. Yes.
So now let's move to this templates. If you don't understand anything, just go what you will do. Here is a template to write.
Yeah.
So what the template is doing, think about the purpose of the template, why we should use the template. So template is you are using to display your data on your website, right? How
Yes.
your data should be displayed, what should be the left side, what should be the right side, what should be the top of the page. You give the
Yes.
structure of your page, right?
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
how should be a structure of your page? You created a template for that. Whatever the content that will be fetched from the database, then how it should display on this UI. You design a template for this. Okay, on the header, these types of content should be displayed. On the footer, okay, this content should be displayed. On the left side, this content should be displayed. Okay. Simply what you do, just take any template name. They have two types of template has been added.
Okay.
One is the article
Mhm.
and one is this index pages. So means if you will click on the blogs, so how the all blogs should be indexed on the web page. You have defined template for that. Once you will click on this any articles, so the next page how your article page should be displayed. You have defined there. Better copy there. Control Shift R, you might be know this shortcut.
Yeah.
You see this XML.
Yeah. Section page 2. Okay.
Yeah. So this is, if you will see here clearly, are you able to see all this content, right?
Yes. Yes.
So if you will see here, here is the page main tag, means this XML is telling this definition is related to creating the page. Okay, so you will have an ID of this page, and there is some description, okay, why you should use the page. That will be not displayed on any website. And the very important thing, template instance, what kind of template you want to have, and in that template, what are the components you are going to display in that page. So in the template instance, you have defined my page should be in the 2 blocks. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and in the 2 blocks, you are going to display the 2 components. The left, each page will have a region, either top region, left, right. So you will have a region. I will take you in the detail in this following session. Just I am going to hit up means what the section templates contents, how they find the data. So after that, URL. So for this region, left side of this page, I will call this URL, and whatever the through this URL would be the data in my repository that should be displayed on the UI.
What is this symbol? The data in the repository.
Yeah, this is the simple the REST call to the repository.
Okay.
There would be the before this there will be the context path, local host, and all the things. So there is some simply URL for the displaying the data in the left side, and here is the other component, and this is the URL displaying the data in the right side. Okay, so you understand this page. Now I am going to take you very baby steps, because it's still I think for the first time it's a little bit complex to understand all this detail in one time.
Okay.
So I will take you with the very baby steps.
Okay.
So now from here you have a question how to create a page in Alfresco.
Yeah.
So here this is also whatever you are displaying, it's also page. You see the page.
Yes.
Yeah. And after that you have URL. Once you are calling this URL, you are telling, okay, this is the based on this URL, this dashboard should display. In the dashboard, I should have a menu. In that, I have some dashlet. So once you will calling this dashboard URL, then in the backend you have wrote a code what the thing should be displayed on the UI.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So now my question, okay, I want to create entirely my own page. Okay. For example, you have this is out of box page, right? And you have tomorrow you have a requirement. I want to display to the HR data in my Alfresco application, and that page should display all this list of the users. This is your requirement. And you can't find this kind of a screen anywhere in the Alfresco. So what you will go, you have to customize and you have to create your own page.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, correct.
Let me go through this, how to create the page. I have some slides. Docs. Training. Create custom page. Let me go to the up, how to create the custom page. So create a new page, okay? So for that, what you will do, to have 3 basic steps you have to follow for creating any baby page, any hello world page. First you have to create the page definition, okay? What should be your page? So that currently you have shown this XML file. This is called the page definition. You are defining the page, what the component should be page, what the template should be applied for the page, whether this line is the mandatory, whether for navigating to this page, whether the authentication, user authentication is required or not.
Okay. Yeah.
If you want, No, until or unless the user will not log in, this page user should not
Should not
see
be
this.
seen. Yeah.
Space. So you have to just here type here user. So that means
How it
user
will,
login.
how it will, yeah, how it will take, Jamil, where these stored like user IDs and passwords and all.
No, the password is password and all the details is stored in the database. You are providing information here whether the login is required or not. Accessing
Okay,
this.
fine. Okay, sure.
Okay. Either so if you want no accessing for my page, you want to user should be authenticated. You will write here user. If you want okay no need to require authentication from the users. Just any like you are going to create any website.
Yeah.
The company website. For that you don't need authentication, right?
Yes, yeah.
Just you need none. You want to use the user authentication. You can use the user. If you want to have a specific, only the administrator can see this page. You can write here admin.
Okay.
Okay. So as of now, leave it the none. No need for authentication. First step is going to create the page definition. Next step is creating the template instance definition. Okay. So template means how your template should look like. Third step is free marker. You know about it, anything about the free marker?
No, Jamil.
Free marker is not, I will tell, the just like the HTML, but you can write a HTML there as well. Free marker is for the using the templating purpose. In the HTML, you can't write some script thing, right? You have to go to the JS. But here you can write your own scripts. You can write some condition, what the elements and what the tag you want to display on the UI, what the not. So you can write okay on the my header. You will have some script. Through that script, you will call this backend, and backend will give you the data, and that data you can display on the UI. So this is used for this free marker. Is this used for the templating purpose?
Okay.
We will see the next slide is nothing, not much difference. Just we have, if you are going to customize the Alfresco, you have to be very specific to the page where should be what file should put where. You have to be very specific with the location. If you are not putting your file in this specific location, then that would be not work. Okay. So for example, now I am going to add a page, and now I am going to just deep diving in this coding part. What should be a coding? So for example, we have to create some XML file. In that XML file, you will define your page definition, as we have seen, right? And this should be on this path. If you have a local location. And this is your ID. This name is called your ID, and all other files should be with the same name. Okay. Then it will automatically pick, okay, this is the file, and at this location there should be the thousands of the XML file. So which XML file should I pick? So this will be identified with this ID. So once you will create this demo page.xml, inside that you define what is the template instance. Okay. Where should the template, we see here we write the template instance. So what template should look over for this page? Which kind of template I have to call? So you have to give here the template instance name. So for that,
there are any template instance names, like here it is written two block, right? There are any certain standards for this template instance name?
No, you can just write any variables you can have. That is for writing any variables in your page, so you can have. Okay. So, like you write ID, right? So you can give. You can't write a capital letter or this. Like you write any variables, you give any ID.
Yeah. Yes.
The same thing here follow. So 2 blocks. So let's move to this. Let's yeah. So for that, what should be your template? So you should have a template page.xml in this template instance folder location.
Okay.
This is the location, and file name should be the same whatever you have written for this page definition.
Okay.
So you have written that template definition, and at last for the displaying the data, you need to write the FTL file.
Yeah.
So again, you have the template folder. Inside the template folder, you can write the. Any question till now?
Yeah, no general understood this one.
Okay. Now let's let's move to the next slide where we will deep dive little bit more for the code level.
Okay.
So first time I shown you, okay, very much big code for this definition, okay, page definition.
Yeah.
I shown you, okay, this is the component, this is the instance type. I am just taking a very smallest code to how to create the page in the Fresco shell. So this is simple code. You should have a page tag. Under the page tag, what should have your definition of your template, and either you want to authenticate it or not. That's it. That's the 2 lines.
Okay.
What is your instance and the 2 lines. So see here. Oh, I think I am missing the ID here. Okay, let's see the ID is required or not. We will take it once we will run over that. So in the demo.xml, the template file, you don't need to write anything. In the template instance, you say from where you should pick the FTL file. Okay, so you have to pick
from where we should pick the FTL file.
Right. So by default, they understand all these templating FTL files should be on the template folder. So inside the template folder, what is the location of your file?
Okay.
So I will say, okay, in the document block folder is a demo, and in the demo, this is the file there. No need to use the extension because we know that it's going to be FTL file always.
Okay.
And after that, in the FTL, in the demo.page.ftl, they have did the nothing, just they have write a simple HTML page that would be displayed when I will call this URL. Okay.
The template in what is this template instance, Jenny? Like it is a template instance is a share inside share folder that.
Template, not a share folder, means
Template
instance means where is your template location? What is your
it is a
template?
template location where it is exactly.
Yeah, see, this is the template instance tag.
Okay.
Okay, and that tag is finding to this name, and that name is here, and here it's like a chain. Okay, once you will once you will click on this URL, okay, what is the page name? So this is the page name. Okay, this is required authentication or not? Okay, it's required authentication as a user authentication. Okay, then it's required user authentication. Okay, what is the template for this? Okay, demo.page.xml is the template name. Okay, then templates is come. Okay, which FTL I have to call. So in the find, okay, this is the URL for the FTL. Okay, once they call the FTL, okay, these are the content that I need to. So let me, if I think I have already created that. 1 second. If I will go to this page, if I will write here, demo, no, something, blog, oh sorry, there should be a default page URL. Here is showing the wrong page. Back to my dashboard. Let's create now.
Okay.
So I think what I am missing here. So like that, they have created the XML in this WCM file. So here I told you this is used for the REST call, and they are using all these file and folder in the WCM, and they are calling the data from the repository. They have same the template folders, and I will tell you because currently we are just using to display the static data, right? So
Yes.
it's for in this example that I shown you, this is just a static data. We are
Yeah.
not calling this repository. We are not getting data from the repository. So still we haven't called the repository. We are just
Yes.
we are just doing the UI part.
Yes. Okay.
So let's move to this. What was the name? Home page.
Demo page. Home page.
Yeah. See, this is a homepage.xml, and
Yeah.
it's most important. You have to be a path that file should be in the page
Pages.
page
Okay.
folder. Okay, and again you will have template instance with the same name. Control Shift R. Now this is the C. This is under this template instance folder.
Yeah.
Just it's calling this
Home page. Okay.
home page, and if I will go to the finding to FTL, so this is a FTL.
This is the FTL. Okay.
Yeah, so editor I have available in the market. So it's in the FTL. Just I in the body I am writing welcome,
Share customization.
and you might once you will create, you might not be able to see this folder blog.demo. So you can create your folder. You are telling the location in the URL
Yeah.
template.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Got this. Jam.
So now we need to go to this home page, just copy this URL and see, welcome.
To share customization. Yes.
Right. See
Yeah.
how much it is easy to creating template.
Yeah. It is very easy once you get to know.
Right. That
Yeah.
is. So I think I will recommend you to practice on this more. You do
Yeah.
your
Sure, Jamil. Yeah. I'll practice it.
so. So like this, I will try to move each and every day. Okay, you understand about the page. Then what is the region? What is the component? I've shown you here the component in the last example. They are using for the template, but that is a little bit means once we will go to the deep dive. I think I will take in the tomorrow's session.
Okay.
For today, I am done. If you have any questions and inquiries, so.
No, Jamil, this one understood. And after I practice, if I get any questions, I'll get back to you in the next class.
Sure. So for the every days, I will just reply to this training center as well. I will have 7 to in the 8:20 or 8:25.
7 to 8:25. Okay, sure.
Yeah, 8:20 or 8:25 because
Okay,
I have
sure.
8:30. I have a bus. I have to meet that bus.
Yeah, okay, sure, no problem.
And
Make sure these recordings sent to me daily, Jamil, once you
yeah,
talk.
yeah. I will talk with this training guys.
Yeah, sure. Because if I get the recordings only, I can open the recordings and I practice more.
Okay. No issue. I will. So
Yeah.
apart from that, on the special on the Wednesday I can't have Wednesday. We have off. So in this because I have some official work on that day.
Okay, no problem.
And on the Saturday and Sunday, based on our availability, we can have a 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours. So whatever we will be comfortable, we can take it on the weekend.
Yeah, okay, Jamil, sure. Thank you.
Is it good for you, or you want to have some more time or something? That please.
Yeah, it is good for me.
Sure. So let's end for the today. And from the e-course training, who is
Ellie.
Ellie?
Yeah. Hello, Ellie.
Eli, are you there? Anybody from the eCorp site, please?
Hello? Hello?
I think they might be get somewhere in the office and they are not.
Yeah.
Yeah, calling. At least they should enable some chat window.
Yeah.
They have limited access. So currently, you are in Bangalore or Chennai?
Actually, I'm in Singapore, Jamil.
Okay, you are in the Singapore. Very
Yeah.
nice. So you are working in the IT company.
Yes, I'm working in that company.
Your name is Dinesh or Rakesh? I always confuse to see.
No, no, Dinesh. My name is Dinesh, right? It is here.
Okay, I see these two names here, so sometimes I get confused.
No, no, it is Dinesh.
Dinesh. Okay, good. So you are working in an IT company, right?
Yeah, yes, Jamil.
That sounds good. So anybody from eCorp?
Hello?
So okay, no issue. Once I will talk, I will drop email to them. Okay.
Yeah, to send the recordings. Yeah,
Yeah,
recordings.
sure.
It
I will
is,
drop email to them.
yeah,
So thank you so much for Dinesh. We will continue tomorrow again, same time.
yeah, sure, Jamil. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Have a nice evening.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye.